Omen is the most versatile controller agent you can play, and in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to master him in only 6 minutes. First, let's start off with his smokes. When you go to throw them, there is a green arrow in the middle. This indicates whether the smoke can be placed as a one-way or not. So if the arrow is red, your one-way isn't going to land. If it's green, it will. One-ways are extremely powerful for taking early fights, stalling the enemy, and stalling out a defuse. Now, just because a spot can be a one-way doesn't mean it should. You need to make sure they are placed in the proper areas. Some very powerful ones are these. When it comes to placing the smokes normally, there are 5 rules to follow. Number 1, you need to make sure that you throw it so the edge of the smoke is right on the entry point of the angle you are covering. Rule number 2, you need to always throw the furthest smoke first and the closest smoke second. This will allow you to smoke the site as fast as possible for your team. Number 3, on defense, you need to make sure you are in a position to place smokes on both sides quickly, so make sure you test the range pre-round. And if the team you are up against likes to fast push, you can play safe and have the smoke primed right at the beginning of the round. On attack, you also want to make sure you are close enough to your team that you can smoke for them. Number 4, you need to be smoking for your team and where they are going. So at the beginning of the round, always ask, hey, where do you want me to place my smokes? If they don't answer, then be watching the minimap and place your smokes accordingly. If you see someone walking down mid, smoke mid. If you see them pushing site, smoke the site. Always watch your minimap and smoke accordingly. And rule number 5, do not waste your smokes. If your team is going to push a site, do not throw your smokes until you are 100% sure they are going to execute. If they're going for a fast push and it is communicated, you can throw them right away. However, if they are not, do not throw your smokes right away, as you may get held at a choke point and your smokes will be wasted. Now that you understand the basics of the smokes, I'll teach you more advanced tips. There will be times when throwing your smokes in uncommon places is necessary. For example, if you're retaking, you can throw your smokes onto the site to either TP into them or to block off certain lines of sight for your team to entry on. And subsequently, if your teammate is getting pushed and he's stuck on site and the enemy team is in, you can throw a site smoke for them to play around to stall for time and stay alive. Keep in mind, if you guys do lose the site and the enemy team has control, do not throw your smokes until you and your team are ready to retake. If you throw them too early, you will waste them. What sets Omen apart from other controllers is his TPs and flash. Omen's flash is the best ability in the game. It is undodgeable and covers a massive radius and can be used in an infinite amount of ways. However, you should mainly use it to support your team. On attack, you should be using it to initiate a push. And on defense, use it to stop a push. And just like using dark cover, you need to watch your minimap and use your flash accordingly. If you see your teammates getting pushed, flash to save them. If you see your teammate is pushing, flash to help them. Always be watching and save your flash for when it is necessary. Do not waste it early round. Now, if you want to get aggressive yourself, you can by using your flash and your TPs. But this should only be done sometimes, as his flash is more effective for team play. When it comes to his TPs, there are a lot of different ways that you can use them. Number 1, to get into off angles and catch the enemy team off guard. Number 2, to TP away when you are in trouble. Number 3, you can flash the enemy and TP behind them for an easy kill. Number 4, you can TP into your smokes to take space by smoking the site and then going into them. Number 5, you can use your teleport to get information by jumping out of a smoke and TPing back into it. You can also fake using the teleporters on bind by doing the same thing. Number 6, you can use your TP to fake noise in clutch situations to throw the enemy off guard and win the round. Omen's ult is looked at as one of the weakest in the game, but it's not. It can be extremely powerful when used properly. Instead of using it just to get to backside like everyone does, TP somewhere the enemy wouldn't predict and do it early while your team is pushing. This way the enemy is too distracted by your team to find you, and it will usually net you some free kills. You can also use it as a quick rotate on attack or defense, and it becomes more powerful the less time there is on the clock as you can TP in clutch situations and get to the opposite site and plant the bomb, while the enemy has to rotate all the way across, giving you extra time to set up. You can also use it on defense to TP to help your team quicker or get a fast flank on the enemies.
120 right now. Copy. And one outside.
One enemy remaining.
You help out you.
If you want to take it a step further, you can fake TP away and then try to get a kill. For example, if Killjoy ults, you can TP away and as soon as the ult is down, cancel it and catch them off guard. You can do this technique at any time, even if there isn't a Killjoy ult. Just make sure you are hidden and that you wait a decent amount of time to sell the fake. And the most powerful use of his ult is grabbing Spike. If your teammate dies with Spike in enemy territory and you have Omen ult, you are in luck, as you can get it at any time. So use this to your advantage and don't rush in to get the Spike. Play smart and take space. Once you have it, TP to get the Spike, and you should have a free plant, or at least a better chance than running in after it. Omen can be played passively or aggressively, it depends on you and how the enemy is playing. Use these tips to create your own playstyle and adapt on the fly to counter the enemy team. There are no limits to what you can do as Omen, just make sure you are always prioritizing smoking for your team. Once that job is done, you can play however you want. Also, you can smoke from a very far range, so lurking is possible if you would like. And if you want to improve your aim to go along with your newfound Omen tech, go ahead and check out this video next.